Yep, Dingus with $25.57.
Nice. I appreciate that. Alright, are we all good to go?
He's ready, so if you want to go ahead and give a countdown.
Alright, we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Oh, hang on, I got an echo. Is that on your end?
Shouldn't be on my end.
Okay. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, so for real this time. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yay, Undertale.
Alright, so welcome to a speedrun of a visual novel.
I've never heard it called that before, and I've ran this game for like a year.
We're gonna be, this first section, we're just gonna be bashing through a lot of text. You get to meet, I guess the main villain of the game? Not really, but we'll see him later again. Again later. The ruins coming up here are actually one of the only spots of real RNG in the game. A lot of the encounters and the first boss fight are both relatively RNG heavy.
Now, just to kind of say something about that, since this is true pacifist, he's going to be sparing a lot of the enemies. And one of those he wants is Wish'ems, I believe.
Is
that what they're called? I forget.
Oh, yeah.
Those are
With Whimsums, I think, is what they are.
Whimsums, they're instant spares. So, rather than having to use a turn...
Whoops. I didn't go down. That's a little time loss.
Rather than using a turn or two to set up a spare on Wishoms, he can instantly spare.
We don't have to... So, as long as I have the bandage equipped, I can run away from any non-boss enemy.
I was just getting to that. Like,
yeah.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
But yeah, Whimsums and Moldorms. Or no, I'm sorry. Not Moldorms. Wrong game. I can't think of what they're called. But they're basically, there are two enemies here in the underground that I can spare instantly. And it saves like half a second each because I don't have to, menu down to flee. It saves me one button press. So however long it takes me to press down.
Mold Smalls.
Mold Smalls, that's what it is. That's unlucky. You can usually get out of that room without an encounter. It's partially on me. So all encounters are based on your step count. But in the ruins, there's a little bit more... Whoops. Get on the... There's a little bit more chance to hit random encounters.
Yeah, and as we're walking through the rooms here, you're going to see a lot of phone call tutorial asking you questions and stuff, though. Like, you prefer butterscotch or... What was the other one again?
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon, yeah. And it all kind of matters, kind of not. It's just going to name something we get in the next area, or before the next area.
It doesn't even change the name of the pie. She gives you a butterscotch cinnamon pie.
Oh, see, like...
Yeah.
I play the Japanese version of this game.
Oh yeah,
I've forgot everything about the
and that's I guess
version.
that's something we can talk about as I get to cheer for Nafsabluk. He's a pretty cool little dude, but he needs a little bit of cheering up, so we're gonna help him out.
He's sad because we haven't met our donation goal yet. Oh. So he puts on a top hat. No. Okay, so Toby Fox just released, what was it? It was summer of this year. Actually released a Japanese version of it. It's actually just an update to the version you have. You can either choose to run the game in English or Japanese. I prefer Japanese. I also prefers English.
Yeah, so the biggest difference is I am playing on the Linux 1.1 version, I believe.
Yes, that's the version I use, 1.1 Linux.
And basically the Japanese version isn't available. Can I hit the switch? Thank you. So basically the newest version of the game has the access to Japanese, but because I can English today. But basically there are glitches that I'll point out later in the run that aren't possible on newer versions of the game. And I don't know all of the menus well enough to not be able to read them. I play on the English version. Japanese is a little bit faster. I'm not sure exactly how much. I haven't actually looked into it.
I just made the switch. Like, the day Japanese came out, I was like, all right, I'm switching to Japanese, and I haven't, like, switched back to English.
Yeah.
I run glitchless, and as he goes through and does glitches, I'm just going to be able to sit back and say, I don't do that. So, our category is very
Okay, I friggin' hate that exchange because it's always one before or it's one after I think it is.
Oh, I will sit there
and I get stuck talking to Toriel forever.
Yeah, I play on a PS4 controller. A lot of runners, because of the wall humping mechanic, where in some routes it's used to manipulate step count, but mainly it's because you walk faster. Most people play on keyboard for this, but I like in that tutorial exchange you're talking about, you could sit there and just look at chat for a second, and you've already wasted 10 seconds because you've talked to tutorial 80 times.
All right, so our first boss fight here, and good grief, Toriel, give me some hands.
Okay, what he's talking about is we wanted some hands.
There we go. There's a hand.
He's gonna run into the hand.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. You can see how much faster that is.
Right. He's gonna stop the animation and get down to lower HP because as the fight progresses, Toriel doesn't want to hurt you. So when your HP threshold gets down enough, I believe that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have taken it.
You can just set in the middle of the screen and do nothing.
Yeah.
Until the game lets you spare Toriel.
Yeah, basically, as you can see, like, her attacks are dodging, like, are just refusing to hit me. That wasn't bad. She gave me, like, 5 hands in a row, so... And it is weird, coming from a Mario 3 background, wanting hands. Like, it was something for me to get used to. Alright. Everybody say bye to Goat Mom. We will totally, literally never see her again. She's gone forever. Alright, I'm gonna... How is audio and everything?
You're good, I believe. I am needing to boost my mic, so give me just 1 second.
Okay. Because right now it's going to be like the last time I have for a while to change any settings, so... That is the one thing about this, even though like there is a lot of downtime, like there's not a lot of downtime for your hands. So that is one thing about this run, is it's a decent hour and 50 minutes of always being busy. So now we are on our way into Snowden here. Something kind of spoopy's happening behind us. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Alright, so now we get to meet Sans and Papyrus.
Okay, am I any louder at all?
You are much better.
Okay, cool. Apparently my laptop decided to say, hey, instead of having your mic at 100%, we're going to drop you down to 85. So what did I miss?
Sans and Papyrus have been introduced. And a conveniently shaped lamp.
Oh my gosh, I want that lamp in my house. Just the one conveniently shaped lamp. It would be a good conversation piece.
Wait, I want to do that. Alright, so I hit the save point there. That's unlucky.
And
Not
also,
really, that's my own fault. My movement was bad, so I got an encounter there. So I hit the save point there just to refill my HP, because I was on 2 HP after the Toriel fight. And that's just to set up another potential skip similar to the Toriel hands in a forced fight later. And then I picked up the Tough Glove out of the box and swapped it out for my stick, and you'll see why here in just a minute. There are a lot of dogs that I'm going to be fighting. Basically all of the Royal Guard are dogs. So instead of having to go through the fight, the way I'm supposed to be able to spare them and get away from them, I can just throw a stick, and they're dogs. They like sticks, so I can spare them after that.
Yeah, my first time playing through this game, I didn't know that, and I spent forever trying to figure out how to spare them.
Yeah, I didn't know about it either until I started running. And now we get to go through all of Papyrus's puzzles. That was a very tough one. I'm not sure how I figured it out.
Yeah, this one too got me my first playthrough. Like, yeah, I didn't know the solution at all. Whew.
Alright, here's the hardest puzzle he's got. Whew, okay, we did it. We got crossword skip.
Are we in there?
Alright. And, yep. So... Okay, that's not one I can... I honestly didn't remember if that was a... Because I know there's another dogfight later that you can take damage similar to Toriel. I just haven't gotten that pattern in forever. Crossword skip works by walking past the crossword and not looking at it. It's really difficult.
It's a frame perfect trick. Is it a double frame perfect nowadays?
I think so. Unlucky. Ow. This is the slower pattern. They have 2 attacks. And that one is a little bit slower. Alright, so now they're going to introduce the turn all X's into O's pattern, or puzzles. And now we lie to Papyrus and tell him we ate his spaghetti. Even though it was frozen to the table. Alright, is this the room? No. Alright.
Okay, so the big one where you hit the switch and turn everything into circles at once, I sat there for an hour in my first playthrough trying to figure that out. I did not even know the switch existed till like right before I started running the game.
Alright, so if we tell Papyrus that we have a little bit of trouble understanding this puzzle that he's doing here, he eventually says, okay, I'm tired and just gonna give up, and walks away. And it's a little bit faster to actually go through and tell him no twice than it is to, you know, do it the normal way, which is, you know, he'll activate it, and so basically what happens is, he goes through this whole spiel about, like, each tile does this. If you land on yellow, it gives you a monster or whatever. Like, you have a boss fight and all this. And pink is safe. You can walk on it. And it goes through this whole ordeal of, like, all the colors, just all the tiles just randomly changing colors. Alright, that's unlucky. So yeah, it basically goes through like all the colors just randomly changing for a couple seconds, and then it just pops up, and then there's a pink path just right through the middle. It's really funny, but it's obviously it's really slow for that whole cutscene to play out. So we just skip it by telling him, we don't know what's going on.
And also, don't forget, guys, just a real quick incentive plug. You can also donate for the end of this game to either Hug or Scorn the Goat. Hug the Goat is in the lead by $120, and Scorn the Goat has 0. So if you want to change that, now's the time.
Think of the speed. Don't hug the goat.
Oh, I want full goat huggage.
Yeah, the colors would become important later. You'll see why they don't here in a little bit, though. Alright, so now we go into the hardest boss fight in the game. I don't think anybody's ever actually beat him. Yeah, I was practicing him before my run started.
Oh, well, let's see.
Oops. We throw a stick at him. Alright, man, Alright. We'll get this time. Man, I can't dodge these. Dude, he beat me.
And this is one of those fights where you cannot, like, blame your controller or keyboard. He is just that difficult.
Yeah, dude. Like, he's impossible. Alright, let's try again.
It's impossible.
Yeah, dude, like, the...
Streamer can try to dodge all day, and it's not going to happen.
Like, those things, did you see those things? They came right at me. Alright, so now that we're back into the fight, we can just spare. The first time we throw the stick, because if you spare, he goes through this whole spiel about how, like, you're, like... I don't remember if it's like, you love him or something. I don't remember exactly. Man, impossible fight, dude. That room there is actually impossible, because if you press down too early when you start to leave the room, you'll get caught on a dog bone and, like, not be able to go anywhere.
That happens to me every room.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. There have been so many times where, like, I'll just press down just slightly too soon. And just, like, stand there for, you know, a good second or two.
Rollgen's memeing in the chat right now. thinking this is a joke.
Alright, yeah, okay, so that'll be the last time we fight Papyrus. Thankfully, when we come back up this time, he's gonna decide that He doesn't want to fight us anymore. Which is good, because, as I said, he's impossible. But that's actually how long that fight is to spare him the normal way, like the intended way to spare him. It's actually faster to die to him 3 times and get captured, than to actually do it. Okay, don't fight.
I love how the jail cell is also just his garage.
Yes. Alright, Papyrus seemed pretty cool. Let's go hang out with him.
And while we're on our way to hang out with him, do you mind if I throw in a quick donation?
Absolutely.
The Flail has donated $3.13. So thank you very much, The Flail.
I say, yeah, there's not a whole lot going on in this. He's going to take us through Snowden, and then we're going to go hang out, as the kids say.
And that evens out our donation total at 3,225 even.
So yeah, a lot of mashing. There is one sort of meme skip, but it does save time. There's spaghetti skip coming up here, and I'll probably fail it because it's always one text box earlier than I think it is.
I mean, how do you think I feel? In Japanese, I fail it every time because I can't count text boxes because it's going too fast. Oh, and that also went to hugging the goat because, you know, we're all about that goat hugging.
Okay, failed spaghetti skip. It's called spaghetti skip because he asks us to, you know, taste his spaghetti. And if you say yes, there's a short but unskippable dialogue box that pops up. And I guess another thing, I should mention, the Linux version, along with a few other glitches, and this is actually one of the reasons that, some of those glitches are easier or even work. It's easier to mash on the Linux version because Z and X and Shift and Enter, they do the same things, but they're considered different keys, whereas in later versions, they are considered the same key. So coming up later, I'll be doing, actually here in just a little bit, I will need to close out a text box and interact with something. Or I will need to close out the punch card and interact with something 1 frame later. On later versions, it's incredibly difficult because you have to actually time, you know, you have to basically hit and let go of enter and then press Z 1 frame later. Whereas with this, I can be holding down enter and press Z one frame later, and I'll still get the same effect. That probably didn't make sense because I'm tired and probably just delirious at this point. But
it made perfect sense. Pretty much what he's saying is with the punch card exploit, he can he can interact with something, open up the punch card, cancel out of the punch card, and it can cause various effects such as wrong warps, skips, and if you mess it up, it could soft lock your game.
Yeah. And we just met Undyne, who is incredibly racist towards humans. It's fine. She's only probably going to try and impale us with spears later. It's no big deal. Oops. I don't actually know how much slower that is. I accidentally menued over on the no.
So now that you've hung out with Papyrus, and depending on a certain value in the game, you're gonna get phone calls at random points.
Yep. I think we missed the only other random phone call, depending on what your fun value is, as the value, like, there's a value in the game called fun.
You want me to explain fun value?
Not really.
Until later.
You don't. It doesn't really matter, does it? Like, it's just like there's a value in the game that when you start the game, this value is set, and it means like all it has to do with is random things that don't actually matter in the run.
But it's cool to see.
Yeah, but like it'll cause some NPCs to spawn, and it'll cause you to get a phone call on your way into Snowden. I believe that's all it does. I can't think of anything else.
My cat just ran by me and scared the living daylights out of me.
Yeah, because there are, there's 4 NPCs that will spawn depending on what your fun value is, and it changes playthrough to playthrough basically.
Anyway, on the Undyne.
Yeah. Yeah, not much to say. Just don't get hit by spears. If you get hit by spears, you basically get thrown into a little battle. That's like it takes. Yeah, it takes like a second, and there's just a bunch of spears flying at you.
Pretty much how the spears work, if it hasn't changed since the last time I heard how it works, is it reads off your inputs, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
If you're holding up, Undyne will throw the spears higher. If you're holding down, she'll throw them lower.
Yep. So you can kind of manipulate where she's throwing the spears. Her opinion on us is very murdery.
I like the way you put that.
Okay, that was double mold small. I had to double check, because if one of those was a mold big, I wouldn't have been able to spare, so I would have had to flee. So I probably didn't save any time. Alright, so this will be the first punch card exploit, if I get it.
So what he's doing with the punch card is he's lining up with a certain pixel on the wall.
I actually got it. That's the first time I've ever gotten onion sand skip.
Hype?
That saves a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And I'm not actually going to be going for many wrong warps. When we get to one, I think the first one I do is the Undyne fight. I guess I can kind of explain them. But in all honesty, especially where my time's at, a lot of them aren't worth it because they save so little time. If you mess them up, you lose time if you don't get them first try. And every time you wrong warp, you have a chance to soft lock.
Yes. Yeah, so when he's lining up that pixel, he has to do it just right, or he's going to soft lock the game.
So, yeah. So basically what happens is... so hold down, up and down here to get a little bit of speed boost, which is why you can see me, like, basically leaving Monster Kid in the dust.
Poor Monster Kid.
No one likes him.
I liked Monster Kid.
So yeah. Basically there was a little programming oversight when they put in the punch card because it's a throwaway item, like it's a joke. It's Alright, we're gonna save here just in case. That'll be my first. So whenever you look at the punch card, 1, 2, 3. That's a little bit too late. You can actually basically move while this is going on as well. So yeah, whenever you look at the punch card and you put the punch card away, oh, that sucks. There's a 1-frame window where you can interact with things, but your interact value is still set to 0. Because, you know, you're in the... It's basically as if you're in a cutscene, because you're looking at the punch card. So we can use that to overflow things, which you'll see later. And if we do that, we use that 1 frame to enter a room. We can wrong warp to somewhere else in the room. We wrong warp to the default location because, again, your interact value is set at 0, so that's where it puts you. So in most cases, if there's a save point, the save point is always the default, like, debug location. And then other places, it's just basically a random spot in the room, like wherever the game puts you if in debug mode, like it's the 0 location in debug. I'm still not exactly sure what happens there. I assume like she does that, but I don't know. Dingus, huh? That's a nice name.
You mind while this cutscene's going on if I plug some the marathon?
Go right ahead.
Okay, so you guys are watching Bring 'em Over, an online marathon, raising money to help bring speedrunners Prissy and Cassio to AGDQ 2018. They're both slated to run Mega Man 3 in the classic Mega Man relay race, which is going to be 1 through 3. So we're taking donations for that. Some things that your donations are going to, besides helping them, is our incentive, which this game that me and Lasso Lasso is playing and I'm commentating is Undertale. You can hug or scorn the goat, but Hug is in the lead right now with $123.13, and Scorn is at 0. So if you're also a part of hashtag Team Hug, as I'll call it, because I can't think of a better name, you can donate for that, or you can be part of Team Scorn and donate for that. So, Mad Dummy Fight.
Yeah, so the first phase I took intentional damage because I don't want to hit him with all of the cotton balls. Because if I leave him on a little bit less HP than what all of the cotton balls does, it sets up the pattern for an easier second phase and a quick kill, which I've already messed up the quick kill. Wow. He's got to be on like 1 HP. Yeah. That sucks. I missed 1 cotton ball somewhere that I normally hit, and it gave me an extra phase. So yeah. And now this next part, it doesn't actually matter if I hit him with anything. The first phase is you hit him with enough cotton balls. This phase is just survive, basically. And frankly, these guys are easier to dodge than the cotton balls. I say that, now I'm gonna die.
The Mad Dummy theme was so good.
All of the Ghost music is really good. Alright. He doesn't need friends. He's got knives. Huh. Okay. He's out of knives.
Who only carries 1 knife?
It's a good question. Alright. Thanks, Blukey. Alright.
Naps the book is best savior.
Alright, there we go. Overflow his text, so I basically skipped the little cutscene of him being like, hey, you should come up to my house. And again, basically how I'm doing that is I'm closing the punch card, and then on that one frame afterwards entering that cutscene. And we should get an encounter, right? Okay, nope, we Whoops. I meant to hit the... Okay, whatever. So those lanterns will illuminate the path. You don't actually need them, but...
It's nice to have,
Hi,
especially
Tammy.
if you're learning.
Yeah. Alright, so actually, that was pretty good movement, because I only got one encounter there. There we go. So Undyne's basically slowly giving us the backstory here. And basically what's going on is she wants to kill you because human souls are more powerful than monster souls. And with the power of 7 human souls, King Asgore can break the barrier and everyone can go free and basically declare war on humanity.
Because if you actually read the beginning of the game, it's that all monsters and humans used to coexist together. Then all the humans pushed them down into this underground and sealed them off. Or a war broke out, my bad.
I beefed it.
What did you beef?
Monster Kid skip.
Oh no.
I have to listen to this dingus.
I see what you did there.
That's a nice little time loss. That's fine. We're just gonna leave him. No one likes you anyway, Monster Kid. Alright, so up here is gonna be one of the first wrong warps that I do. I do it a little... I take it a little safe here. It's actually possible to punch card exploit this this cutscene as well. But then I only get one chance at the wrong warp, and if I soft lock, the run's basically over. So...
Oh, the one dying?
Yep.
Okay, so after he gets the wrong warp, I'll explain one dying if you would like me to while you fight Undying.
So we're gonna do the easy setup here. Alright, we got it.
Okay. So since he's got that, what Undyne is he's gonna wrong warp past the first phase of the fight. Undyne's gonna chase him, and we're gonna get to a fight. Now, to make the sparing faster,
I'm not gonna do that because it's really awkward menuing, and I normally check her. So.
Oh, okay. Well, what you can do to speed this up. I agree with what you're doing because it is very marathon safe. What you can do is you can challenge Undyne. And what that does is speeds up the arrow, rate the arrows fly at the heart, and so it saves a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's a couple seconds.
Like I've been running this game, like I said, for almost a year, off and on, and I've never challenged Undyne because to me it's not worth it because I'm not that good at the game. But if you're really good at the game, feel free to challenge it.
Alright, so I took the second part of or I guess the first part of the Undyne fight in a very specific spot, and because of that, there we go. I was able to basically outrun her.
Because of the Papyrus phone call, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It has something to do with that. I'm not sure exactly what the details are, but... Alright.
What happens is when Papyrus calls, the game freezes, since you're a little bit ahead. You actually start moving a little bit before Undyne, I think, and that's how you can outrun.
I think so. So yeah, there's another little there's another overflow right there to be able to skip the first Alfie's cutscene. Oops. And you'll notice that, people that, know this game will notice that, hey, I didn't water Undyne. Isn't that gonna mess up the true pacifist? But as long as Undyne doesn't actually fall, so like I overflowed that cutscene, and she never fell. The game never like actually sets that flag that, you know, I need to water her, so basically everything's gonna work out. So right there, I just did another overflow to get the stained apron at the same time as the burnt pan. And that's 100% for safety. The apron basically gives you one extra HP every other turn in a fight. And we'll be using that for the late game fights because I'm not good at them. And then the burnt pan we will be using on the final boss. Well, the final boss for the neutral run, I guess. Alright, so here's the first of the puzzle skips.
Indeed, Bulletin Rip, robot character we're never gonna see.
Couple nice little punch card exploits to skip some. Okay. Alright, this one's. There we go. You have to get a double overflow to basically be able to skip that little section. And I don't know if you can hear my keyboard, but we're going to have to take a little detour. Every time I skip one of these Mettaton cutscenes, I lose access to my menu. Luckily, there is a built-in fix to the game, since during the Undyne fight, you also don't have your menu. When you see this room right here, you get your menu back. So each time we see, oh yeah, Meta, you're right, the robot that we're literally never going to see. Oops. So every time I skip a Mettaton cutscene, I'm gonna have to go back down there and get my menu back. Just a lot of updates. Okay, that's... There we go. The best skip in the game. Alright, another little puzzle skip. So basically what happened there with that Alfie's phone call, the game doesn't know what to do if you actually hit the third switch. So by using the punch card exploit to be able to hit it, it basically like tries to play the Alfie's phone call a billion times. I don't remember. Alright, that was really slow because I didn't remember where the trigger was. Alright, now hopefully we get this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Whew. That is a big time loss if I missed that skip right there. There we go. I hesitated for a second because you gotta hear this music. So again, skip the Mettaton cutscene. So have to go down. Oops. Yeah, go back down and get our menu again. It's still faster. Especially that cutscene there. Left arrow, please. Alright.
Okay, so since we're in Muppets area, do you mind if I talk real quick about how the routes diverge right here, even though this is only True Pacifist?
Yeah.
So, what's very cool about this game, in my opinion, is there's 3 routes: True Pacifist, Genocide, and Neutral. If you're doing the natural route and you've leveled up and killed everything to the Muppet fight that's coming up, you can actually spare Muppet and actually break away from Genocide. So when you go fight Asgore in Neutral, or the final boss, you get the Neutral ending and you don't get the Genocide ending. So it's really cool, like how you can kind of weave in and out of different routes up until this point.
Mm-hmm. So a couple things just happened there. One, I did what we call north and south skip. By using the punch card to using the punch card to basically get out of bounds. And then we overflowed one of the spider text boxes to skip Muppet. And then we overflowed the another Metaton cutscene to skip that. Alright, so I don't have my menu, but unfortunately I have to go up. So I have to go up and basically see that that little cutscene with like the 2 shadowy figures. I have to see that cutscene and get that phone call from Alfie's. Otherwise, I will not be able to come back to floor 3, floor 3, on the elevator. Because there's something about that scene right there specifically is what allows you to return to floor 3. So now we have our menu back. If I was good at this game and wasn't at all afraid of soft locking, I'd be wrong warping out of all of these. So yeah, now there's gonna be a fair amount more of. Actually, I want to save here because if I miss this next skip, I probably instantly die. So yeah, marathon safety and all. A lot of these saves I wouldn't do, unless it was like outside and just runs, but. There we go. That skips a magic fight, which is a super obnoxious enemy to fight. And now we go through the
core or obnoxious.
Yeah. It's really just magic. Like at one point I tried to learn all yellow credits, and that was the fight. Oops, I'm an idiot. Alright, so I did a little punch card exploit there to basically skip this little section. About halfway through these blue lights, Alphys calls and turns the blue lights off. And then as you're walking through them, you get another call from her, and they turn back on, and you have to wait for cycles to go because they'll turn on and off. The first puzzle we actually have to do. There's 2 ways to basically open the way to the next section, and it's either through that puzzle or fighting 3 enemies. I don't know about you, but I prefer puzzles to fighting people. That's why I play Pacifist.
100% puzzles.
I've been told, and I don't know if this is true, but if that astigmatism is the only thing that you kill, there's a chance of the game soft locking.
I have not heard this.
Or not soft locking, but crashing. Alright. Hi, Metaton. Bye, Metaton. I never remember where the trigger is for that one. You can kind of skip this Alfie's dialogue with a punch card exploit as well.
So what's cool about the Metaton skip is even though you didn't fight him and you skipped him with a pretty much a big glitch, the game flags him as spared. So I don't know why that happens. It just does. So yeah.
Alright, so this is actually a kind of important punch card exploit there. And when you guys hear when this elevator stops, you'll understand why. We call that the long elevator for a reason. It's still going.
So pretty much the difference between his route and my route, which is he runs the glitched tree pacifist, I run glitches. I have to ride that elevator.
Yeah.
And he doesn't.
Yeah, it's basically, I walked 2 screens before that elevator stopped. Also, shout-outs to best music.
Yes, Monster Tale does have the best music. And I love the feel of it just because it's like black and white.
Yeah. No, this section is really great, except for the fact that it's stupidly long and story and speedrun. Alright, so we're going to try something here. We overflow that key. Got it. We skip the Magalore.
Nice.
There's a couple wrong warps that I could be doing here, but these, while they do save, these actually are completely worth it to go for. They save, like, you're basically going to be skipping encounters with them. But again, if I fail them, they're like save 30 to 40 seconds if you get them, lose like a minute and a half if you fail in soft lock. I don't think it's worth the risk.
I don't either, especially in this type of setting.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. No, there's a couple more wrong warps. Just on principle alone, I'm gonna go for the Rambu Kombu because it's cool. And I was practicing it this morning when I woke up, so. And then there is one more wrong warp that I will do, and I'll probably attempt a few in True Lab, just because. But then there's another one that's basically required to skip a boss fight, coming up here. Yep. I mean, if you have any donations or a plug during this, go for it. There's really nothing else I have to say other than this music is amazing, and I will keep saying that.
That's kind of why I was being quiet, that I can plug away for you, buddy. So, just to plug some more incentives, we're still hugging the goat at $123.13. And scoring the goat is at 0. Now, I believe the cutoff for that is right before Azrael Dreamer. I'm not 100% on that. I'll get back to you on that as soon as I know something. Unless you want to make it earlier than that, or whatever.
We can do it like I would almost say we could do it until like the cutoff would be like maybe even like halfway through the fight.
Okay. Keep going?
Yeah.
Rockin' Cats, we've still got the anime versus cartoon. By the way, anime is real at $10, and cartoon is at 0. So if you want to see the US version of Rockin' Cats, get your donations in. I'd love to read them all. And just to let you all know while we're here, this is Bring 'em Over. It's an online marathon. You can bring Chrissy and Cassio over to AGDQ 2018. They were going to be in the Mega Man relay. Now, the one cool thing about this is you've heard this around, and I've said it in Cosmic and all the other hosts, Tony, Orsa, everybody said it, teeth mashing. I want to see it. Lasso, do you want to see teeth mashing?
Absolutely.
If we can hit our $4,000 goal, which we're really close to, we're at $32.25 right now, $33,225 even at a $4,000. We can see that. And they're both slated to run Mega Man 3, so they'll be going head to head. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and kick it back over to Lasso, and we're gonna talk about Saiyans Judgment. That he skipped. I forgot he skips it.
I soft locked.
Nuh-uh.
It's fine. I saved before Sans. Which, that's a save that every runner does, because we're going to need to reload here in a little bit. And that's just the most optimal place to reload.
That's the first time I've seen this soft lock in a run.
You don't watch my runs a lot, then? Uh-oh. Okay, I couldn't find the door. I'm going to go for it one more time. There we go.
But anyway, what he's skipping is Saiyans Judgment. That just tells you pretty much what route you're on and what ending you're going towards. Now, if you go towards Genocide ending, you have to fight him, and that's a fight I don't even want to talk about.
Right? Okay, I was one. I soft locked again. Okay, well, that's the risk of wrong warping. If you don't mash away the punch card quickly enough, your interact value is still set at 0, so you can't do anything. Alright, we're just gonna do this the long way. Ah! Where's the door? There's the door. I kept going up too early, which is fine. I can still skip the Asgore sections here. With a well-timed overflow. And those will what you'll be seeing, like, even if I would, like, we're basically gonna have to go do that section again, but there's no save points. So I don't even attempt the wrong warp the second time through. Alright, so now into the hardest fight in the game. Basically, I'm gonna give you a little rundown of how this is gonna go, because once I start this fight, I'm probably not gonna be talking much. I'm gonna eat the pie round 1, and that lowers Asgore's defense, which allows me to, which basically I think it cuts 2 or 3 turns off the fight. 3. And I'm gonna be looking for quads. While I'm using the burnt pan, there's going to be 4 lines that come up, and I have 1 frame to hit them perfectly in the middle. And if I hit all 4 of them, I do, like, normally, whoops. So yeah, normally I'll do like around 120, like 110 to 130-ish damage. If you hit all 4 quads, you'll do like 300 or like 350 something damage or something like that.
What do you mean by quads? 4 frame perfect templates in a row, 2 back to back, and then another 2 back to back. So, all right, you want some serious time for this fight? You can talk if you want to try to explain this a little bit better. But yeah, okay. I'll let you focus. I got you. So pretty much what he's doing, he's trying to do full spray perfect with the pan, which will maximize his damage. Now, Asgore has several attacks. He has hands that do different patterns. He also has this one attack where you have the circle attack, where you have to dodge and pretty much navigate your way. But one of the hardest ones that I found that I have trouble with is the eyes. He'll do different patterns on his eyes. Yes, John, you have to fight this battle. You cannot spare him. You cannot run away. But he'll do the screen will go black and his sprite will go, Asgore's sprite will go black. And you can, if you look at his eyes, he'll do something like orange blue orange or orange orange blue. and that references back to a different the Pirates and Snowden. That if
Come on. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I've been like 3 frames off of a perfect of a quad like 4 times now. That wasn't even close.
So, he'll swipe his trident in like orange, blue, orange. So like you'll move, you'll stop, and you'll move depending on the color. Orange you want to move, and blue you want to just let go of the controller or the keyboard.
Oh crap.
He did eat the pie, which not only, if he didn't have a heal on the way in, would have healed him, and it lowers his Asgore stats, because story spoiler, you're gonna what?
I'm gonna heal. I
Okay.
don't feel comfortable enough. If this was an attempt, like I would just YOLO it, but come on, man.
But spoiler, it's his favorite pie, and it makes him reminisce, and he loses his stats. So, and we're doing this fight at level 1. And
Yeah, this is the hardest fight in the game. Okay. I have no idea how I didn't get hit by the first flames.
But you have to get his HP down to a certain amount, and then you go from there. But like I said, this fight's on level 1. Love 1. I'm sorry, Vulcan. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I skipped the explanation for why it's love and not
level.
Yeah.
Love. I'll go ahead and do that right now. Love is level of violence. Our level of violence is 1, which makes the 3 passes within impossible. And now when you do this fight in Genocide, you're level 20 because you went into level 19. You fought Sand. And then you got your 20th level, or 20th love off of that. But this is pretty much, the way I can sum this fight up is level 1 critical mode in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, wrapped up into one fight. Because you're at level 1, it's the hardest fight of the game. But you survived.
I had no quads that fight. I was like 1 frame off like 3 times. Oh, I'm so tilted.
I never get quads.
So yes, I did just kill Asgore. It's fine. He'll get better.
Do you want me to go ahead and explain that real quick too?
So basically, basically it doesn't matter what I do from this point on, because I'm gonna reload a save. I'm gonna reload a save here in a little bit. Okay, that was actually a pretty good load.
Villager wants to know what kind of pacifist.
I know, right? In fairness, he dies no matter what, so deal with it. Spoilers.
Okay, so now we're going into like my favorite boss fight of any video game, and that's Photoshop Flowey.
I hate this fight. It's an auto-scroller. It's legitimately an auto-scroller.
Okay, so people try to no-hit these bosses in this game, which I think is really cool. No, this is completely pacifist, and we'll explain that why in a little bit. But I think like 99.94% of Flowey's patterns are not dodgeable.
It's completely random, and the odds that you can even dodge something are incredibly low. But yeah, we kill Asgore there because it doesn't matter what we do at this point. Kill or spare does the exact same thing for the game. And kill is just faster.
Also, a cool little trick in the kill mercy menu. While that's loading, if you hold left on your keyboard or controller, it scrolls over while it's loading.
Yeah.
So you can just mash the button.
So yeah, going into this fight, the best way I've heard this fight described is this is a fight that is designed to look impossible. And it probably will, especially like if you've never seen this fight, you will. First of all, I'm sorry. Second of all, like it's really not as hard as it actually looks. Now that I say that, I'm probably going to die. And yeah, actually, Vuligin brings up a good point. We didn't actually bring it up. The way this game works, you have to get the neutral ending first. And we always start from a clean save file. Like, we go into our data and delete our save file. And, like, delete all of our information before we start the run.
Right. We have to go into our app data on our computers to actually delete the save data because it's a different category to go from like a genocide run and not delete your save into a pacifist run called soulless pacifist. Pretty much every time you complete the game keeps track of that as one big save file. So we have to do a clean save, fresh master reset pretty much on our game before we can do a speed run of it, depending on the category, of course. So hard phases are fun.
Yeah, these soul phases like this, you can't actually die in. So like I can just damage boost all the way through.
And then some of them you can actually tell where the act's going to come from right as like they spawn in and start moving. Like this sword one, he could tell it was going to come from the top right.
Yep. Most of them almost always come from the same spot. And then the few of them that don't, it's really telegraphed which side it's going to come from. There's only one that you don't actually know which side it's going to come from. So yeah, as I said, like, this fight is designed to look impossible, and it does portray that really well, because you can basically, I believe it's 14 hits that you can take from Flowey, at full HP, but the first, like, 5 or 6 drop you down to what look like, you know, like 1 HP, and then from that, like, 1 HP mark, you can take, like, a billion hits, so...
Yeah, so as long as you can survive in between the soul phases, you're good. Oh, and Flowey is a giant emulator. He's in save state right now.
Yeah, so, spoilers, basically, he has taken our power to save, and reload our state, because that's kind of the whole premise of this game, is, we have this magical power called Determination. And it allows us to have, like, basically total control over the timeline. Flowey took all of the human souls. Now he has more power than us, so he has control of the timeline again. And he can use that power to save state and basically troll us and try to kill us.
So pretty much Flowey is like big time at this point. For those of you who don't. Yeah, so pretty much, like Bulligan said, we have to beat this boss, reload our save, and then we can continue on with True Pacifist.
Yep. All right. So this is the only one that you don't know exactly where it's coming from. That one can spawn from the left or the right. Some people, you know, all in on one side. You know, sometimes you save a half second, other times you lose a half second. I just go in the middle and react.
Yeah, I was gonna say you did the exact same strategy that I did.
I don't think it really matters what you do. Like, half the time, half the time you're gonna save time, half the time you're gonna lose time, and either way, it's a very negligible amount of time in what is basically an auto scroller.
And that TV on Flowey's head and stuff nightmares made up when it stopped flashing in the morning.
Ah, I missed it. I missed it! I've never missed that one. That's awkward.
You missed the act?
Yeah.
Did you get another one?
I mean, it landed and I was able to get to it, but...
Oh, I forgot about it. I don't think I've ever missed one.
I've literally never missed that one.
Okay, we'll explain what top watch from earlier. So yeah, Flowey has like a whole string of attacks we haven't even talked about yet. He has flamethrowers, he has flies, he has skeletons, he has little vine monsters.
He fires his laser.
Yeah, he fires his laser.
Alright, this will be the last soul phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, and then we're gonna do another reload here.
So that reload pretty much cuts the cutscene of the hearts coming together.
Yeah, and like
getting your power back.
Yeah, there's this whole thing where like they basically break free of him, and they like all throw you a bunch of HP, and basically they start the fight back to Flowey. And what you don't see is at the start of this scene, after the cutscene, it says Flowey's HP has dropped to 0 or 1, or his defenses have dropped to 0. Which is why now we're doing like 100, like almost 200 damage per swing, as opposed to the 3 we were doing before.
Yeah, it's actually your max damage on your burst pan, I believe. I think the burst pan actually I could be wrong.
You do more damage as the fight increases, or the fight goes on in length.
I think I'm gonna try to break down the cat.
There we go. Yeah, sorry. It's not a very difficult section, but it is definitely one that you want to, like, concentrate for.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Like I said earlier, you cannot no-hit this boss. It is 99.94, I think. You're sitting...
So, basically I want to put myself all the way over here next, as close to these seeds as I can. Just to make this a little bit faster.
It's definitely a lot harder than it looks, but not much. Once you get used to the attacks and
I don't know. I think it looks way harder than it actually is. Like,
yeah.
Even because like even playing casually, like my first time, and like talking to friends about it, they've had the same experience. Like, once you make it through the first phase of Flowey and like you kind of understand what's going on, you never die again.
Yeah, like kind of once you can see like what attacks are coming, like if you just keep an eye on Flowey, and like you can see like little monsters that fly around the screen spawn. You know when the vines are coming by the beams coming out of him. Rip bit rate for Flowey going rainbow.
Yeah, Flowey's biggest advantage in a fight is is just the fact that like it's legitimately the element of surprise and shock. Like, it is 100% like shock factor and shock value that is like you don't what's going on in this fight. Like, it's oops, dude, keyboard please. It's legitimately just like information overload, like sensory overload. All right, as soon as we see that, we can reload.
Yeah, because you can only pay attention to a certain amount of things going on. Anything over that, you can't really pay attention to, and that's what the game tries to do. It tries to make you pay attention to these 8...
That was a really slow load, and I don't know why.
Did the keyboard bork?
No, I think I just like misclicked, I guess. I don't know.
You done goofed. Okay, so now we reloaded the game, and we're gonna go to the truth lab.
Yeah, we gotta date a few people first, and then we will be on to the true lab and finishing up the game. Again, there's several wrong warps I could be doing here. I don't do them for 2 reasons. 1, downward wrong warps suck. And 2, again, they don't save that enough time to risk the soft lock, so...
So on your way, I think you're gonna do Undyne first, right?
Yep.
On your way to Undyne.
We're gonna go hang out with Undyne. I'm sure we won't totally burn down her house.
And while you make your way to Undyne, I'm just gonna remind everybody that this is Bring 'em Over, a online marathon to raise funds to get Prixie and Cassio III over to HGDQ 2018 to be part of the Mega Man the classic Mega Man 1 through 3 relay. Up next is Mega Man Battle Network 5 Team Proto Man featuring Maple. So that's something to look forward to. And we've got some cool incentives such as Hug or Shun the Goat. Scoring the Goat. That's the word I'm looking for. I know how to English. Hug the Goat is still in the lead at 123.13. And Scoring the Goat is at 0, so I guess, you know, I'm happy with that. I'm okay with losing frames.
Come on, guys. Think of the frames.
But who cares about frames? We will argue this for the rest of the run, I promise you. And some incentives that got met. We got the Rockin' Cats bonus stage coming up, and Mega Man Unlimited also got met with Yoku Man stage. And we have a bunch of Chrono Trigger incentives as well. You can donate for such as naming Chrono, Luca, Frog, Robo, I Love Marl. So get your donations in for that. And to help 2 of the very good Mega Man runners come over to HDQ 28. And then, you know, teeth gnashing is a thing, but we'll get back into that later. Undyne date. So if you don't pick the T, it won't let you advance, I think.
Yeah, blatantly obvious choice.
Yeah, like I would have picked, you know, anything but T, but that's just my opinion. I mean, it would have been funny if the game let you pick sword.
Yeah, you can actually point to the sword. And she makes an offhand comment just like, well, I would love to give you that, but I would love to feed you that, but I can't.
Yeah, the huge sword setting. I mean, who else? I mean, your house is not complete with a huge sword setting on the floor.
This house really has everything. There's a spear just like through the middle of her broken table. There's a broken window. There's a giant sword, and there's a piano, like, all in her kitchen. Like, why is there a piano in her kitchen?
Why isn't there a piano in your kitchen?
You know what? You got me there.
Also, one quick thing, if you guys want to donate, make sure you click the donate link in the Chelsea's Twitch info, or use !donate like I just did in the chat.
I don't know about you guys, though. I would love to cook with Undyne. This looks like fun.
She deserves her own Food Network show. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like her and like Rachel Ray should be side by side.
All right. Well, remember how I said we totally wouldn't light our house on fire? Apparently I was wrong. Who knew? Who knew?
Did you not hold right hard enough?
I think I held right too hard. I think that's the problem.
Okay. See, they taught us that in school. Don't hold right too hard and you won't set people's houses on fire.
Right? If you talk to the house after this, though, I think it's probably my favorite line in the game is
What does it say again? I forgot.
It says only fire lives here now.
Oh.
Like, it's so stupid, but I love it. Like, her fish house is crying and everything. Alright, another boat menu.
Well, see, Ace of Errors, if my house catches on fire, that means the other 3 apartments around me catch fire, and I don't want to do that. I don't want that to happen. So now we're gonna go back to Hotlands and.
Yep, we're gonna date Alfies now.
Now on our way to the Alfies date, I have a question for chat and for you too, also, and Chelney if he wants to join in on this one. Is anime real?
Anime was a mistake.
Hey, you think anime? I think anime's real.
That's they do not give you the correct option. The correct option is anime is a mistake. Dating starts. Ah, I didn't get the sound glitch. Womp womp. If you mash through there fast enough, the Alfie's music will play all the way through this next section. So yeah, a lot more mashing here. Basically, for anybody that's not aware, Alfie's is basically telling us that, you know, she's in love with Undyne. But she's, like, too scared to do anything about it, and then, like, we basically roleplay, like, me as Undyne, and it's a whole thing. It's weird.
It's just something we should have stayed out of in the first place.
It really is, like...
And then she just throws that. Yeah.
Jog boy!
Jog boy! I probably.
Alright, is anime real?
I think anime is real.
Alright, anime is real.
Yay! Hey, we even got a Jog boy in the chat.
Jog boy is best boy.
Jog boy should have his own Twitch global emote.
I'm sure it's an FFZ emote somewhere.
I'm on it.
Alright, we did not go back to Snowden. That's the scariest part of this run, is accidentally menuing back to Snowden. Alright, so now we're going to go back to Dr. Alfie's lab, and we're going to find some strange things.
There is no Jog boy.
There's no Jog boy? How does this not happen?
I don't know, but
I am deeply disappointed in you, Internet.
When you're so disappointed at the Internet, that feel win. Maybe if I changed the I to a Y, but you think it would be I. No? No Jog boy. We need to get on this Internet.
Alright, so... now we are... somehow we survived the elevator crash.
Because determination.
Yeah.
Isn't that like the whole thing behind this game?
I guess. And now we're in the True Lab. And like I said, some spoopy things are about to happen.
Too spoopy 5 me? Yeah, you know, I keep bringing up my first playthrough, but this place really did creep me out.
Oh, it did.
I played it, when I was streaming it, I was playing it at home, in the bedroom, with the lights off, and it was literally freaking me out. It went from happy, fun time to this.
Yeah, no, this is definitely one of... yeah, we soft locked there, so... this is definitely one of, like, the biggest, like, changes in tone in a game I've ever played.
I mean, earlier in the marathon, I did a run that took you from a shopping mall pretty much to heck. So, or Hades. So, yeah.
Alright, so, we check our cell. Yeah, and welcome to the True Lab. This is Memory Head.
God, Memory Head should be on a t-shirt.
He wants us to join him. I don't want to join him. He's kind of spoopy. I'm not a fan. And so basically, the trick for, or I guess the what we need to do here in the True Lab is we need to find all 4 keys and put them in the correct areas. Because we need to open this door here. As you can see, the red door is now open, or unlocked. Alright, we're gonna go for one more wrong warp here. Come on, man. I'm not mashing the punch right away fast enough. Makes me really concerned about Reaper Bird skip. Because yeah, there is one basically forced wrong warp here coming up to skip a fight.
Did you soft lock again?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's why I save a lot. Wait, I need to go here first.
Tell me Fox needs to update our games with more save points.
So...
And that is something that's cool about this game. There is like at least 2 to 4 save points in every area of the game. So your save points don't feel very scarce.
I went too early on that menu. Okay, that's fine. This is Endogeny. I failed to skip, but it's not a very long fight because I can just throw a stick and run away from him. So,
run away.
Yeah, this is the section actually that like scared the ever loving crap out of me. The first part of the True Lab, Memory Head was spoopy, but like these next couple rooms scared the living bejeebers out of me.
I'm sorry, but Memory Head is Gaga, so you cannot tell me any different.
Yeah, I mean you can definitely see the inspiration, we'll call it. Whoops.
The correlation? Yeah, that save point there got me too. The living bread one?
Yeah. So basically all of these amalgamates are oh, okay, that was awkward. Unhug. So basically to respect the lore, as it were, all of these amalgamates are creations of Dr. Alfie's due to some experiments that went wrong. Basically, she found a way to inject monsters with determination. And it brought basically dead monsters, or like on the brink of death monsters, back to life. I think they were dead. I don't remember. I'm sorry, I'm not respecting the lore enough.
I will respect the lore. They were dead.
They were dead? Okay. Yeah. Basically, they took monsters that had just died and injected them with determination to see what happened. And they basically came back to life. Did I put this in?
And if you go back into the True Lab, there will be one like flower.
Yeah.
Yellow flower, and it's actually like supposed to be like the next flowy that like a good flowy. But what happened was, kind of, is she tested on the flower went wrong, and then flowy was born. But you'll find out that something else went wrong with flowy later.
All right. And so yeah, basically, all right. Let's see if I can do this. Yo, we got it. Let's go.
Which Reaper Bird?
Yeah, we skipped Reaper Bird.
Yay!
And so yeah, basically, but since monster bodies aren't as strong as human bodies, they couldn't really handle the determination, and they started to melt. And in the process, they were melting like basically close enough to each other. And they basically like melded together and became these like horrifying creatures. What makes the True Passiness category? You get the True Passiness ending, which is what I'm working towards right now. Basically, you don't kill anything, and you make friends with all of the monsters that you come in contact with, like all of the main characters, I guess.
So yeah, like pretty much sparing Toriel, Papyrus, Muffet, Metaton,
Alphys, or not Alphys, Undyne, and
Undyne. Yeah, that's the one I was missing.
And you know, like air quotes dating Papyrus, Alphys, and Undyne.
Which leads to True Lab.
Yep.
Now here's what. Now, we didn't have to do long elevator skip. That's good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back into Monster Tail and head towards Asgore again.
We actually get to skip Monster Tail. You can use that elevator.
Oh yeah, well, you knew what I meant.
Yeah.
It's 5:29 in the morning where I'm at. I'm allowed to mess up.
That's fair.
Oh.
Alright. So again, I can do the Rambu Kombu to Wrong Warp, or I can be safe and do it this way.
Right, John.
Yeah, so we already beat the game once. That was what the Photoshop Flowey fight was. That was the neutral ending. And then we reloaded to a save. So you don't have to, like, beat the game twice. You don't have to start from a fresh save or something. Like, do a new game plus. So as long as I do everything I need to do up until, like, through the neutral ending, I can reload that save after the game has basically set a value somewhere in memory that hey, you've completed the neutral ending. Now no matter what save file you do, you can go back and even reload the one that you were just using, and then it'll be like, oh hey, you've done all of this. Congrats, now you can get the true ending.
Right, so pretty much when the moment he zeroed out Photoshop Flowey's HP, the game set a flag that the True Lab and the datings were unlocked from the beginning. It's just routing to do Papyrus right in Snowden and do Undyne after.
Yeah.
But it sets a flag that, hey, the True Lab is now unlocked. Go figure out what really happened. Hey, it's that robot that we never got to see. Isn't that what Volition called it?
Yeah. A tiny flower, oh no!
So let me catch you up on a little bit of story. They all meet up. They're like, "Oh yeah, you saved us all. You know, you spared every one of us." And then they're like, "Well," but Papyrus is like, "Oh well, somebody would tell me to be here." And then I think it's Alfie goes, "Papyrus, who told you that?" A little yellow flower.
Yeah. Because yeah, Alfie's basically goes, "Wait, how did you all know to get here?" Except for Toriel, because Toriel was just, like, basically following us the entire time. A little creepy.
Yeah, Goat Mom didn't just stay at home.
Yay, look at all the friends we made. It's great.
Who's that knight under Muffet?
That's one of the Royal Guardsmen, and we skipped them. Yeah, it's amusing because half the monsters on the screen we skipped. Hi, little goat person. Ribbit.
Okay, so welcome to your final boss.
Yep.
So I'm gonna. Do you want me to go ahead and talk about what you're gonna do with the first little bit of the fight? Or do you want to do that?
So basically, this fight is actually really cool. I didn't. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
The first part of this fight, actually, it's time-based. So, basically, I'm going to dream take damage because I'm a dingus. And now we're gonna get on Hope and wait for the music and the background to change.
And what that does is that fills your inventory with
Last Dreams is what they're called, and they're basically a full heal.
Yeah, they're a full heal because you guys gotta remember, we're going for this at level 1. We have a Sustained Apron as a defensive item, and that's it. You know, we can't it's true passive. So we pretty much got to survive on the free healing item. Now, mind you, it does fill your inventory to full with you. So while you're waiting for that time to choose green, you can pretty much, if you're quick enough, manage your inventory, empty it out completely.
Yeah.
And then,
you do want to keep the pie. I know some people rip the punch card immediately just to clear that spot out because we don't need it anymore.
Right. You could have done that on the way here either way.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Because I think Reaper gets the last skip.
Yeah, but here is where it wouldn't actually lose you any time, like going into your menu and whatever. But yeah, we do want the pie for a similar reason that we used it in the Asgore fight. It's going to allow us to skip 2 turns up here in another phase of this fight. I say fight, but like we're not actually like I'm doing absolutely nothing in this fight.
Just running around.
Yeah, I'm.
Like I would picture in my head as spoilers of the main character's real name, Chris. Just running around screaming like I don't know what to do. I've always
if anybody has seen Avatar: The Last Airbender,
oh no.
This fight reminds me. Have you seen the episode where he goes to the Fire Nation school?
Yeah.
And he gets into the fist fight with the one kid, and his fighting style is basically Nope, where he's just like running around behind him and just dodging everything, and basically looks like he's dancing with him at one point. That's how I imagine this fight goes in my head. Just like Frisk, just like ducking and dodging, and just like jumping around, just like with the biggest like
grin on his face.
Pick the menu.
It's like that one villain in an anime that the main character goes after at like the beginning of the season and just nope.
Nope. Okay. Alright, so this attack, if I can avoid everything, if I can avoid getting hit, we'll be able to save a little bit of time. Nope, okay. On the next phase. No matter, if you get hit once, you just go down, you drop to 1 HP. Which is fine. I'll take a quick death here. And hopefully be able to skip a cycle here in a second.
Oh yeah, that's another thing we forgot to mention. You can't technically game over in this fight.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't actually die. You just lose time, obviously, if you do. But it refused. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. I'm dead inside.
That's the worst pun ever. And it's such a great pun at the same time.
I didn't realize it was a pun for the longest time until somebody like pointed it out and was like, oh, that's amazing.
Let me tell you, I didn't know it was a pun until teachers were on the AGD.
Yeah, that's when I found out about it. Like that's when I realized it. Somebody mentioned it. Okay, I should.
I think it was the other guy that worked on this game.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember his name. But yeah.
Shout outs to him and Toby for making such an awesome game.
dude,
Yeah,
I am...
get it? But he refused.
Alright, so now we're going to save our friends.
While he's saving his friends, don't forget, you guys can donate to bring them on over. And what that means is we're raising money for Chrissy and Cassio to get over to Age of the 2018 for the Classic Mega Man Remake. That's what this marathon is for. And some pretty awesome things you're going to see if you complete this. And that's Chrissy's teeth smashing, which I said it last night. I tried to do it, and I tried to do it again today, and it has smashed. So hopefully, if Chrissy is still here, one day Chrissy will teach me how to do that on the DualShock 4 controller, so I could probably be a little bit faster at this game. Okay, so Alfie is pretty much...
It's the Metaton fights that we skipped.
Yeah, so it's a shoot 'em up.
Yeah. And also, I'm gonna say, like, I would say do the cutoff for Hug versus Scorn when I save the last 2 souls.
Okay, just tell me when you do that.
Ow, sorry about that.
And what's cool is, even though in like a speedrun you may see the soul saved in this one way, you can save them, yeah, you can save them in any...
there are slightly faster ways to save them. It's basically the last one is the most important one. Alright, so we eat the pie here to save a couple... To save two cycles. Words are hard.
Wording's been hard since...
Alright, so here will be the cutoff.
Okay,
okay.
Sure.
We're gonna attack Azrael.
We're gonna attack Azrael. That's not very tactical.
I wanted to give you guys more time to get donations in. Alright. So
we're
yeah.
hugging the goat, man.
We're hugging the goat.
We're gonna hug that goat.
Alright, who's ready for a fields trip?
Am I allowed to be too tired for fields? Also, guys, if you want to donate, make sure you just click !donate. And, oh, Mike with the save. Thank you, Mike. I haven't been up this late in a long time, so I'm very tired. So pretty much what we're seeing here is the original Frisk, the first Frisk. Mind you, there are multiple Frisks in this timeline.
The character name, basically the character name that we...
Okay, so the original Dingus.
Yeah, the original Dingus. Or Kara, Chara, however you want to pronounce it, if you are truly respecting the lore.
Yeah. It was friends with Azrael.
Yep. So basically, yeah. The king and queen, basically took her in, or him, took gender-neutral child in as their own child.
Right, and by the way, it was Asgore and Toriel.
Yeah.
So instead of goat mom, she's goat queen.
She can be both.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to say she can't.
And Azrael is basically playing with us as if we are Dingus, Kara, Chara, gender-neutral child.
Yeah, because it's never pointed out what.
Yeah.
Let's not get into that right now. So pretty much what he's going to do now, he's using the Maya way, bringing us down to like
0.00000000001 HP.
But our determination is too strong, and we just want to save him. Why didn't we kill the flower?
I'm so afraid, Dingus.
Because the flower was...
We did kill the flower, but then we reloaded to a different save file.
We made another timeline. We're the Flash. If anybody watches that.
Yep, and now is when we find out that our name is actually Frisk, and the character we named earlier is not us, and in fact the the fallen human from before.
Can I get a hug that goat chant in chat, please?
Yeah. We felt bad about it, so we reverted the timeline. Also, the barrier has been broken or something. I don't know. It's probably not important.
Okay, now. There you go.
Save the frames, kill the goat. I tried to.
But your voices were heard and we're hugging that goat.
Alright. Comfort the stupid goat.
Hey, he's not stupid. Like I said, I will argue this to the day. Every true pacifist run I do on glitchless, I hug the goat because I mash too fast. And that was Undertale.
Yep. Time will be here in a little bit. We still have...
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Time is weird.
Yeah, we still have a couple minutes. But it's mostly of mashing.
That was the main gameplay of Undertale.
Yep.
Now we're just going to finish out the ending. So, if you guys haven't played this game...
this is on PC.
He's playing the PC version, but it actually just recently came out on the PlayStation 4. So, but
yeah,
the PC version is faster. Trust me, I tested it.
I'm playing on Linux version 1 point something. I don't remember.
John, what ending did you get, man? So we saved everybody. We're nice.
That still is a little creepy when everybody just, like, turns to the camera at once.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, basically what Dan said. Alright, so timing will be, time will be on this this last hitbox when Toriel basically says something along the lines of "We should go. Everyone's waiting for us," and like holds our hand and walks away, and that'll be time.
It's just everyone's waiting for us.
Yeah, it's something like that.
But if you haven't played this game,
and time. I have a 146.52 according to my splits.
146.52 according to the timer on screen. Good job, GG. Thank you so much, Lasso. Thank you for letting me commentate too out of the blue.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the help. If we have a couple minutes, I can try to no-hit the credits at the end after this, but if not, it's not a big deal.
Let's see what Shelby has to say about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where we're sitting at on the schedule, so if we need to make up time, I probably won't no-hit them anyway.
We have a few minutes, he says. So, doesn't this unlock a door? I've never no-hit the credits.
Yeah, so there's a door in Snowden that will open if you no-hit the credits. I've never done it either. So, like I said...
Where does it lead to?
It's basically the Toby Fox room.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's the annoying dog room.
So what's your opinion on Sans being missed while we're waiting?
It's a good meme.
It's a good meme indeed.
I mean, even the creator of that theory has said, guys, it's just a good meme. But, you know.
Okay, well, while he's trying to no-hit the credits, up next we've got Mega Man Battle Network 5, Team Proto Man. I believe it's, 80% Japanese version by Sly Snake. So, Rockman Battle Network 5?
Yeah, like, it's still like probably about a minute or so until I even get to the yellow credits. Like, if we don't have time, that's fine. like I said, I don't know how much time we have to.
Toby just said we have a few. He hasn't given me like an exact
Okay.
anything. Our next big incentive is the Rockin' Cat Bit War for anime versus cartoon version. Anime will be the Japanese version of the game run by Eldra, and the cartoon is the U.S. version. And we also have the Chrono Trigger incentive. So get your money into that stuff, guys. We're almost to the goal. Yeah, I agree with John. Well played, man.
Thanks. It's fun. This is the first time I've done this run in a marathon. So I was a little bit nervous coming in. I only soft locked like 12 times. I'm sure it's fine.
Actually, I think it was only like 5.
Yeah.
It's better than I would have done. You actually like smashed my glitchless TV. I mean, obviously, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, like in all honesty, there is if anybody is interested in if there's anybody interested in learning this game, there is a Discord. We have multiple very well written out guides explain a lot, like give you visual cues for like all of the wrong warps, and the all the punch card exploits and all that. Go over if you're interested in learning this run. Go over to speedrun.com and look up Undertale, and all of the links and the link to the Discord and link to all of the guides and everything are all on speedrun.com. It's a pretty good community, so if you're interested in running this, legit, like seriously, you know, look into it. It's a really fun speed game, and the glitches and everything actually make it incredibly fun. And it's really fun. It's really fun just to practice, which I don't say that about a lot of games. I don't like practicing. All right, so let's no-hit these. Probably not.
Yeah, go ahead and do the credits, Lonzo. We're good. But yeah, we have a great Discord community. A lot of useful things on our speedrun.com page that help me learn the game. I think my favorite meme theory of this game was that nobody. Did you get hit? With headphone motion?
Sorry.
That's fine. I'm just fine. Did you get touched?
Fun fact: Toby Fox's name pops up in these credits like 13 times or something stupid.
Oh, you hit Marcus.
Yeah, freaking Marcus. And that's like the worst. That's the worst part of this for me. Like, if I can make it past there, I normally make it pretty far into a no-hit. But
yeah, we have a great community to help out.
But yeah, the community is awesome. They're always willing. You know, you pop in the Discord, you can ask the dumbest question, and like you'll have like 12 people just be like, "Yo, yeah, just do it this way. Like, it's fine." I think I hit 4. Okay, nope. That stupid long name always gets me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rip.